now live.
My name is Dante. I am definitely wearing pants.
Okay, you didn't sound off now. All right, hello. Welcome to the podcast, the Drexel Freethought Society podcast. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but it happens. My name is Dave McDevitt. I'm president of the Drexel Freethought Society. The Drexel Freethought Society is a fully recognized Drexel student organization, the only secular organization on campus. We promote critical thinking, discussion, and talking about all sorts of different subjects in an open, free-form debate type thing.
Sure.
I lost my little intro, so I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, today's topic is going to be conformity. So I'm just going to go right to it. Let's just start talking.
Okay.
And Ratio, get closer. I still can't see you.
Really?
Oh wait, we can't
No,
see you.
it's me that's the
Dante,
problem.
okay.
That's why I'm moving it over.
So while we wait,
All right, so should we just start with how we usually do it? What is conformity?
Well, first off, I'm Dante Hanson,
All right.
the vice president of the Drexel Freethought Society, and we also have a disembodied voice president as well.
Disembodied voice.
Hi.
Talk louder.
Why? Why don't you talk louder?
Say, you should at least sit there. You know, they can't see you, but you'll be closer.
We don't know why Dante talks like that.
Sorry.
He's weird.
great mystery.
People love it.
I guess I should introduce myself too. My name is Horatio Fenton, and I'm simply here today. I'm tired. Let's go.
We're all tired.
I'm hungry, actually.
Drexel never stops. Okay, so let's just define conformity. As far as I can really tell, it's the tendency for individuals to join together into groups. Is that a good definition of conformity we can work
I
with?
think it's the simplest way to put it. There could be many reasons behind it. It could be peer pressure. It could be just society, being from a culture. It could just be flat out sycophancy, which is going to be one of the things we're going to be talking about as well.
We can just jump right into that. I mean, you've used the word sycophant a million times. What do you mean by that?
By sycophant, I mean somebody who just conforms blindly. Like if I go out and I buy a pair of sneakers,
Most likely Nikes.
most likely Nikes, and everybody goes, "Ooh, look, Dante's wearing Nikes. I should get them too," and they just go get them. Without any other for no other reason that I'm just Dante's wearing sneakers, so we should wear the sneakers too.
So if I'm
If you
understanding
think-
this correctly, that word means Mitt Romney.
Quite possibly, I would say.
What is Mitt Romney
I don't
doing?
really like going too far
This
into
is-
politics,
I'm
but.
not really-
Conforming to whatever popular opinion is at the time.
It's like I will put it out there.
I'm tired
as
too.
The Drexel Freethought Society takes no political stance. We all have differing opinions.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
most
just,
of us
it's
don't even
just,
like Mitt Romney.
it's just basically
Don't
blindly.
assume things.
It's basically blindly following someone just for the sake of following.
So you're saying this could be for following someone that has political power,
It could be that, yeah.
following someone because they're popular.
It could be that, definitely.
It's usually popularity. Like, that's the reason people conform, because they want to be popular also. So then they're like, oh, well, this person's so popular, or maybe I should do exactly what they're doing and I'll be popular also. But that's not how it works.
You also have the
Right.
You also have the confirmation bias there. It's like, well, whatever this guy says is definitely right because he knows his stuff and he's never wrong.
Sure.
Please, I've never met that type of a person who's never wrong.
The thing is, there are people
People think there are
out there
people
that
that are never wrong.
think that there are people that are never wrong. You'll see it in the media. Like there's people who listen to Fox to their dying day. Like Fox can say that the sky is not blue; it is in fact orange all the time. And
Sometimes
there are
it is
people-
orange.
Orange all the time.
Not all the time, but
That's what I'm
sometimes.
saying. Fox can say the sky is orange all the time, and people go, "Yes, Fox is correct. Yes, of course. You better listen to Fox."
So science is wrong, Fox is correct.
Basically,
Yeah.
people.
Whenever
A lot of people do that.
Whenever Fox disagrees with science, yes, Fox is correct.
There are people who they're complete
God help
sycophants.
us all.
Sports. Philadelphia is known for its sports, and it's
No, go ahead. I'm just gonna start talking now.
go ahead.
sports fans are a sort of thing, and I'm saying the hardcore, crazy kind of sports fans, not the run-of-the-mill, I happen to like sports kind of
The
fans.
religious sports fans.
Basically. But it's the kind of sports fans that are so obsessed with the game that they have no regard whatsoever for other people's safety, for the game itself, and will blindly follow the team regardless of what their players do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I love the little, I think it's a Seinfeld bit where it's like, eventually people that love sports don't actually root for the team anymore. They root for the clothes. They want their clothes to win. Teammates can change teams, and then suddenly they're dead to them. They're the same physical person, but they don't matter anymore.
Actually, that's really true, especially with like Donovan McNabb just leaving the Eagles, like last year or a year and a half. I don't know how long, but he's basically dead to all Philly fans. Like if he comes to Philadelphia again, he gets booed whenever he gets like.
That's
goes
just
on the
ridiculous.
But if he wins a few games, they'll start liking him again.
No, he's
they'll
not
hit
on the team
him
anymore.
more unless he comes back to the Eagles and then starts winning games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Say if he comes back and starts winning games, it's like we like Donovan McNabb again.
Yeah,
Did he
pretty
go
much.
to the Dolphins or something?
He went to some crappy team.
As the Drexel Freethought Society president, we don't play favorites with sport teams.
I'm not a sports guy, so
I'm
I
not
don't
the
care.
president.
As an organization, we don't play favorites.
I mean, I think sycophancy, this severe blind form of conformity has a huge confirmation bias to it. Absolutely.
But like to get back to the conformity about it, I think it's like people taking the identity of another group of people to effectively both assimilate with that group of people, but also draw protection and power from it. And I actually can. This is perfect for a sports team. They're like, we are the Eagles. No, you're not. The Eagles are those really strong veterans.
Oh, the fans that say we won, even while they're sitting in the chair
yeah.
saying, "I have a beer in my hand and a pizza." It said we won. No, you didn't. You rooted for them, but
they have nothing to do with the winning.
It's like we need to draft this person.
It's like. Did you know that the sports that these players, these millionaires throwing the ball around the field, don't know you exist unless you're a collective that's paying for their jerseys.
Yep.
They still don't know you exist except as a number.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what
It's like
paycheck.
thank you for paying $35.
unknown human being that's part of a huge collective.
Oh, that segues nicely into the whole like sheeple mentality. It's where like, all right, for those who somehow don't know, sheeple are sheep people.
Bah.
Why did that make me laugh?
Because it was completely random.
Sheeple, like Dante apparently, are the kind of people that will follow the, I don't know, like the hive mind, like or just the leader of a certain conformed group without any provocation. They will do whatever the people say.
No question at all.
And this is, any large organization has sheeple. Like the U.S. government has sheeple. Republicans, Democrats, they all have sheeple. The large religious organizations have sheeple. I would say sports fans have sheeple.
Oh god.
And sheeple are effectively mindless people. Or they're not really mindless, it's about certain categories about their life. They do not put any critical thought in whatsoever.
They're not willing to have
And if they are opposed, they are a lot of them are extremely volatile. They'll just go right out on the attack on you. And Philadelphia is
terrifying.
Is really bad with it. I'm talking about even outside of sports.
There was like I'm gonna stick on sports for a second. You know, like the soccer games in Europe.
Oh my.
And in some of the South American countries,
people actually get killed by the fans.
Yes. Even down in South America, like they're like, even if the team wins, they'll just go into this gigantic. They're going to this gigantic riot. It's like I'm not sure if it's because in some of these countries, especially some of the poorer countries, that the sports teams are their only avenue for some sort of positivity in their life. It's like, yeah, my team won. This is the only type of pleasure I can derive from my country. And if that's threatened, I'm going to react in a
So
very
you have a very poor view of South American countries.
well, not necessarily South America, just certain countries. Period. I mean, it can even be certain cities. I can even go as far as to say Philadelphia. I mean, the thing about Philadelphia is that just to go a little bit off on a tangent, that Philadelphia is in a centralized area. It's right near Baltimore. It's near Atlantic States. Right near New York. These are all places that people prefer to go to. You know, Baltimore for its harbor and crabs. You know, Atlantic City for its casinos and its hotels and its beaches. And New York for well, damn near
Shopping.
yeah, damn near everything. And Philadelphia tends to have this sense of inferiority to some of these other cities. So I'm not sure if that plays a part in.
I don't understand. How can you say that Philadelphia is inferior to these cities? Like,
I'm not saying it is
Oh.
inferior, but that's how
So
some people
one thing
feel.
I actually got to comment on is like I think talk louder
Okay.
because like our voice is projecting, it doesn't, and I've heard people have trouble hearing like stuff in our voices.
Ah,
So project.
I can't
Talk
do that.
louder.
yes, you can.
Use your man voice.
Move over a
I don't
chair.
have a man voice.
Move over a chair.
Actually, no. You can sit next to Dante, because then you're close to the camera, but
But
we
you're
still
not
can
in
see
it.
you.
Yeah, because like
That's
the
so comfortable right
the right the
here.
right side of me is like completely like is a dead zone. Sorry about that. We're just trying to help the voice.
We're so
We're trying
terrible
to,
at staying on
we're
topic.
trying to help the voice be a voice.
When do we ever stay on topic?
What's the topic? All right,
I
conformity.
don't know what I was gonna say.
But no, I'm not
Dante,
saying.
you brought, to get back on topic.
Yeah.
That apparently we have. So I train of thought. Right. For the conformity. The way you're describing it, does having the sheeple mentality actually lend itself to mob mentality?
Yeah.
I'd say it
That's,
can.
I'm
Definitely.
stealing it from him. The,
What?
Talk louder.
when people who aren't willing
I
to
said
have,
louder.
when people who aren't willing to have opinions, aka sheeple, they're quick to pick up the mom mentality because they see it as popular opinion. If other people are doing this, they realize that I should do it too because that's just their nature. And eventually, it just grows and grows, and they pick up, and then you have that mob sense where bad stuff generally happens.
They take up a bit of an absolutist stance, whereas if you don't conform, you don't believe what I do, you don't think like I do, you are absolutely wrong, and you need to either conform with us or just be destroyed.
You have a bleak sense of sports teams.
I'm not even talking not just sports teams, but I do know people who have walked down South Philadelphia. I have friends who are Giants fans, and they walk down South Philadelphia, and they literally have people threaten to beat them up or even kill them
Yeah.
because they were wearing a different jersey. I'm not lying.
All right, we are going to do the parallels between sports fans and religious fanatics at some point.
I feel like
Because I
they're
think
pretty
the
much
parallels-
the same thing.
They're
The
very
parallels
similar.
between them is
Very
kind
close.
of scary.
They're very similar. They're very similar, especially in certain.
Coming to a computer near
The
you.
only thing they're missing is a book. That's pretty much how it
No,
goes.
don't they have like a manual or something?
They got sports almanacs.
Yeah.
I don't think
Full
I
of
don't-
facts.
It's like
I don't think they
very,
followed
they
them
have a book.
religiously. I think they followed like ESPN
no.
religiously.
Some people don't have any idea what's going on in their city, other than how many runs that what's that guy Chase Utley is like done.
Something.
They're really popular Phillies. I'm not sure what position he's in. I don't pay attention to baseball, but there's a guy named Chase Utley, and he's like a really big deal. Like people actually looked at me crazy because I had no idea who Chase Utley was. I mean, I knew of his name, but as far as like what he does for the Phillies and stuff, like because I didn't know who he was, people were like, "What's wrong with you? You're not a Philadelphian, are you?" That's Scotsman's fallacy. You're not a true Philadelphian, are you? I'm like, I am. I was born here. I am not obligated to know who Chase Utley is.
If it makes you feel better, Dante. I still have no idea who he is.
Okay.
I
that's
don't
fine.
either. Yeah, like I'm not from Philadelphia, but like I really don't care about baseball. Baseball doesn't mean anything to me.
Non-conformist.
But
But I feel like even by not conforming in a way, you're still conforming. Because like everyone says, "Oh, I'm not gonna conform. I'm gonna do my own thing." Then you're still conforming to not
Oh
conform.
no,
Well, that only happens because there's hipsters now.
Well, the thing is,
I hate hipsters. I don't hate hipsters.
just to
The
throw a little,
idea of hipsterism is just annoying.
just to throw a little bit of optimism in here. Yes, this is coming from a pessimist here. Conformity is actually depending on how much you conform. You know, there are different levels of it. there's actually a necessity to conform. In order to have a society, there are certain rules and
Oh, so like conforming to the law, conforming to.
yeah. I mean,
well,
we
obviously you would want to do that because in that way you're not hurting anyone else. You're not getting
yeah.
it. Like,
Some
you're not
conformity is
violating
good.
yourself.
You can still have.
I wouldn't even go that far to say it's so you're not hurting other people. It's so you don't get put in jail.
Well, okay, some of
You
us
see,
actually
like-
care to make sure that other people get
That's
their
usually why
rights and
people conform to
freedoms,
the
and
law.
you're not infringing upon anything.
In a more optimistic sense, it's like conforming to the rules is so you can live in a society in which those rules are followed.
Okay.
So like you have to follow them if you want to live in a society that has those rules enforced.
Fair enough.
So that's the optimistic way of conforming.
You can conform and still have a mind of your own. I mean, when it comes to conformity, there's always some sort of common denominator that a lot of people go by. But it doesn't necessarily have to be some blind thing. It's that you all logically thought about this thing, and it's like it makes a lot of sense. Maybe we shouldn't go around killing people. Maybe we shouldn't go around writing graffiti on the walls.
Yes, everyone follows that.
Not everybody follows it, but et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, I see nothing wrong with that. But when it gets to a point where you're just following things just for the sake of following things, that's where you get the sycophancy and the confirmation biases and the super mentality.
I understand. That's a good distinction.
I mean,
then
in the way we're conforming, we're all part of the free thought society. I would say that all of us in this room right now are free thinkers. I wouldn't say atheists because some of us are not atheists. But we definitely know how to think on our own. For the most part, I like to assume that none of us are just going head forth into things without thinking. So, I mean, in a way, that's a good point.
We can all like say, what was the distinction between like atheist and secular? It's like being secular doesn't necessarily mean you're not religious. It just means that you're okay with.
I thought secularists didn't have a religion. They did believe in a deity, but they.
It's like secular is religion neutral. It's not like lack of a religion. It's just neutral. That's like how like the U.S. is a secular country.
Is that the whole like you believe in religion, but you believe in a deity, but you don't know
No, it's
what
neutral.
it is?
You don't subscribe to a particular religion,
it's just
but you do
nothing.
acknowledge it's there.
Yeah. So it's not supporting or rejecting anything.
Okay.
Secularism. I'm probably butchering that definition beyond all possible reason. And if we had internet followers, they would correct me. Correct me, internet.
I mean,
But anyway, that's a way I like to think of secular. So that way, it's not demanding anything. It's not doing anything. It's literally not doing anything. But that's what's good. That's why I like that we're a secular group.
Conformity also fits into a cultural aspect. I like to think of culture as like a smaller unit of society. Like you have the gamer culture, you have the skateboard culture, you have the hip hop culture, et cetera, et cetera. All these people, they have a common denominator. They all have something that they believe in or that they enjoy, and they all come together and they celebrate that, they practice it. But again, it all comes down to, well, why? What are your reasons for conforming? Because like I said, conformity isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's your reasoning behind it that determines that.
So what are negative reasons to conform?
Negative reasons, I would say, like I've been preaching all day, just doing it just to do it. It's like, oh, cool. He likes punching people in the face. I'm just going to go do it. Why do you want to punch people in the face? Because he's punching people in the face. I just think that's awesome.
Kind of like peer pressure.
Peer pressure is definitely.
That's probably.
I think we should definitely discuss peer pressure. That's definitely a big part of conformity, sheeple mentality, hive mentality.
All right, so peer pressure. General idea is that your social group wants to decide something is normal, or something is popular, or something is the characteristic of that group, and then the way they enforce it isn't by directly demanding that anyone in this group has to do this, but I guess that is part of peer pressure. If you literally say, put this damn hat on or you're not allowed in our group. Or
you should do it or you're a complete chicken.
Yeah, that's the pretty much having pseudo negative consequences. Like we won't be your friend anymore, or we won't like you anymore, or if you don't wear this, you're ugly.
I'm pretty sure everybody in here has encountered peer pressure or some sort of pressure in their childhood. Anybody like to share? I know I have. Quite a few.
Let's see. The best example I had was this guy in my old neighborhood.
Talk louder.
This guy in my old neighborhood.
I said louder.
Had a baseball glove, and one of my friends dared me to take this baseball glove and throw it into this creek that was behind our house.
What sport was that?
I don't even remember why it was happening. I was in like third grade. I don't know. You don't think when you're in third grade, you just do. And so I take this glove, I toss it in the creek. I immediately get in trouble. My dad pretty much gave me the whipping of my life. And
I hate to do this, but I have this room reserved for 6:30 to 8 o'clock. 32G is open if you want to go in there, though.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We're filming a podcast. All right, guys, we're going to move suddenly.
Pause.
We're not pausing. We're just moving.
Okay, we're gonna move.
interesting. So how were they able to reserve the weekend?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh no, I could reserve one at any time. I just forgot to.
Oh,
I'm not terribly responsible.
you're supposed to conform.
It's called responsibility, not conforming.
Conform to school. Conform back is that.
Yes.
I'll get it.
Here's our wonderful group. And there's the disembodied voice.
We got it. It's on camera.
Yeah.
For a moment.
Everyone's like, oh my god.
Moving. Sorry, internet people.
Which way are we going to point it over here? Or we put the camera
Here we can put it over here.
As soon as we settle down, Mauricio's going to talk more about the fate of the baseball glove in the creek.
Come on in.
What, baseball glove?
You can sit there.
Yeah, the baseball glove in the creek.
Oh, yeah. This room is cold.
You're okay.
Too cold.
Sorry about this, everybody. Yeah, Ratio, move to this side of the table. All right, so that was exciting. Ratio, you were talking about something? No, sorry.
So, the fate of the baseball gloves that got thrown in the creek and getting in trouble.
So we're gonna leave off. Yeah, so I got in trouble. I got myself. I'm not on camera, am I?
No.
Anyway, I got in trouble. I got a nice little beating for it, and I had to buy him a new glove.
We're not going to talk about the beating thing again.
Now, where does this tie into peer pressure?
My friend dared me to do it, so it's essentially that if I don't do it, I'm not cool. I'm not his friend or whatever. So you're essentially conforming to my friend's desire.
It seems like cool was always like this driving factor when it came to childhood peer pressure.
I feel like it's even in college. Like, people.
Wait, can you tilt the computer so it points more toward a ratio? That's good.
Women dig ratio.
What was I saying? Yeah. So even in college, like drinking, doing like pot or drugs or whatever, going out to party, like there's a lot of pressure in college as well to be cool, like to be in a fraternity or sorority.
Cool.
But
I don't either.
no one ever really defines what cool is.
Exactly.
That's the worst part.
Because
Cool is always changing. Cool is pop culture essentially.
Cool is extremely dynamic, I would say.
Isn't it between 50 and 70 degrees?
Probably. And you can use that as a smart answer for people that say you're not cool. They're like, you're right, I'm 98.6. I'm hot. I love being corny. Peer pressure for me. I was a stubborn child. I very rarely gave in to peer pressure, which means I very rarely got in trouble. I'm trying to think of one instance. Yeah. Me and a few friends, I'd say back in 5th, 6th grade, we used to get up early and walk to school, and it used to be like this wooded area back there. We used to have like this little hideout, headquarters, whatever you want to call it. And this completely makes no sense. I don't even know why my friends came up with this idea. It was just stupid. But one of them, they wanted me and my other friend, who was also a general nonconformist, to set fire to the woods. And I'm like,
Wow, I thought my story was bad.
and
Dante, you're getting peer pressure confused with criminal acts.
no, they wanted us to
They
do
call
this.
that arson and possibly attempted murder.
And I'm like, why would we do that? This is where we hang out at. They were like, because it would be awesome. I'm like, that's not awesome. I like hanging out back here. It's pretty cool. And they're like, well, you're not part of the group then. And I was just like, okay, then I'm not part of the group. And then they tried to get my friend to do it, and he was like, I don't care either. And we both left. And the funny part is, we all wound up hanging out the next day anyways in that same area.
Well, Smokey would be proud. He stopped the forest fire.
Yeah, Smokey. Yeah, me and Smokey are best friends, even with those scary ass commercials he used to have back.
So apparently the only you was actually Dante? Only you can prevent forest fires? That you was Dante?
Only Dante.
Well, we're not. I don't think we want to debate with a big bear wearing pants and a hat about that. So.
I do that every Tuesday.
Oh,
I live a very enchanted life.
But yeah, like that, they thought
So
that
what
was
you call
that
these
was
days?
cool to them. Setting fire to a bunch of random woods is just cool, and I was just like, no, it's not, and I just didn't.
It actually would be very
Well
fun.
done, Dante. Now we know why you're not in jail. Anyway,
Your turn.
I really don't.
You don't have a single story.
I can't really think of something where I was directly peer pressured into doing anything.
No one actually said if you don't do this, you're not cool, or you're a jerk, or anything like that. No one gave any kind of pseudo threat to do something.
Well, you see, I was born extremely tall, so no one ever bothered me ever, for any reason.
Wow.
I was also really clever and hilarious. So
you
no,
were.
I do remember when I was.
You were cool.
No, when I was in 3rd grade, I got beat up by a crowd of 2nd graders. That was hilarious. I don't even remember why it happened. I just remember getting beat up by 5 guys that were 3 inches shorter than me.
Jeez.
Elementary school was funny.
Oh man.
Anything from the disembodied voice? Any instances of peer, even in college.
No friends ever actually.
Oh, actually, I do know one.
Okay,
But it was. I don't really know if this counts as peer pressure. You guys tell me if it is.
all right.
It was. Everyone knows what a hookah is.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
And with the tobacco hookahs, not the more fun hookahs.
Okay.
It was I don't know. A group of friends was convincing me that it's way safer than actually smoking. Turns out that's wrong. Anyway.
Well, it is a little bit
No, it's
safer.
not. It's actually significantly
So
worse.
there's no filter, right? For those things, isn't there?
No, there
The
is.
filter is water, and people misinterpret that, so they actually breathe in more smoke.
Oh,
You
okay.
breathe in more smoke, but you don't have as much of the chemicals.
Yes, you do.
No, if
There's
you get,
more volume of smoke.
No, I'm talking about if you use
Oh,
real
like
tobacco.
the rat poison in cigarettes.
I
Yeah.
just won't do it.
No, there still is.
No, but I'm saying,
You're breathing in carbon.
yeah, I'm not saying it's good in any way, but I'm saying it's better than smoking, a little bit better than smoking a cigarette because you don't have the chemicals.
Okay, so it's better than cigarettes, but then
Yeah.
shooting a gun into my foot is still technically better than cigarettes.
Yeah, I think anything's better than cigarettes. There's better ways to die than lung cancer.
I just won't smoke anything. How about that?
No, but anyway, so the story. I don't smoke hookah. I actually took a puff. I don't know what you call them. A drag.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
Anyway, 3 times. The first time I was like, all right, that was awful. Second time, that was even worse than the first time. Third time, why am I still trying this? So I guess that counts as peer pressure, where I was just kind of but I actually just wanted to try it just for the experience. I didn't really,
But
I
did-
didn't plan on ever doing it again. I just wanted to,
But did it kind of coax you into it?
I guess so, yeah, but it wasn't with any threat. It was just David, it's
It's-
safe, you idiot.
It's still peer. I mean, I don't think it necessitates a threat. I mean, it's still a bit of peer pressure because they're trying to convince you to think like they are, but they're not threatening you if you don't.
Okay. So that's a whole other genre of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Is just trying to convince somebody to conform
Yeah.
without actually having any consequences.
Yes.
Oh, so that goes even deeper into the sheeple mentality. That's like the Jim Jones kind of sheeple, where it's they don't threaten people, not terribly, but
Define not terribly.
it's Jim Jones and the whole drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, that guy.
What Kool-Aid?
The Kool-Aid kills you.
It was a giant compound, I think in South America. I think it was Jim Jones that did this. I always get those insane serial killers mixed up. Anyway, so he convinced an enormous crowd of people that he had like the answers to get into heaven.
Oh.
And he created a compound somewhere in South America. And then at some point, they all committed suicide. All
Sounds
of them.
so familiar.
Yeah,
It's
It's usually the go-to story when it comes to cults.
But the thing is that it's not exactly how he thought it happened, because a huge number of the people were injected with poison.
Oh.
So there might have been a whole lot of murder happening.
Wow.
There's
Make it look
syringes
like
everywhere.
suicide.
Well, I mean, some of them were definitely, they still had Kool-Aid in their mouths. So it's either they were force-fed Kool-Aid, or some of them were actually convinced. But either way, it was a bad situation.
Gotcha.
So, but he was able to get a huge number of people to conform using promises of something good instead of promises of something bad. And that's an interesting way of doing it. That's how a huge number of cults form.
Yeah.
And,
It's also the way how a lot of cons work.
well, cults are effectively cons.
Yeah, I guess you could
Oh,
say.
It's kind of like, this is the way into heaven. All those other people are crazy. Or like, all right, so I was watching Boy Meets World a few weeks ago. Does anyone remember Boy Meets World?
Yes.
90s nostalgia.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was watching clips of it, and there was this one where it was, oh, come on, the cool kid that was Corey's best friend.
I don't remember.
Sean?
Thank you. Sean, his parents were, his parents either died or I don't know, they were injured or something. I don't know what's happening with the parents. But he was staying with his teacher of his. And then the teacher got into the teacher, after his parents came back into the picture and then he started staying with them, the teacher took care of him. Like literally was raising him for a while. But anyway, there was this guy that runs a shelter. And this actual episode was, I think, mirrored by Special Victims Unit.
I love
Law and
SVU.
Order. It was
Dum-dum.
this guy like is able to convince these children to depend on him. To pretty much go like, the only place you can ever find love is from me.
Okay.
Didn't he
It's
rape
one of
one of
those
the girls and she
situations.
refused to get an abortion?
Something like that.
Probably.
I remember
That sounds like stuff that would happen. But yeah, that's another kind of situation. Is they take people that are already in a very vulnerable state, children,
Child indoctrination.
and then they basically indoctrinate them.
That's
Do you guys-
that's a really bad.
Have any of you
version of
seen
conformity.
or watched True Blood?
Nah,
No.
as
No.
vampires, don't watch.
Yeah, I
It
can't.
has everything, not just
Hey, there
vampires.
are things with vampires that are awesome. Being Human has a vampire in it, it's fantastic.
I have watched the show a couple times.
Did you see the American version? I like the American version better.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another version.
The original's British.
Okay, I've only seen the one on Sci-Fi.
So yeah. Anyway, Being Human, endorsed by the president.
only by the president.
Quiet, disembodied voice.
Never.
There's one genre of conformity that is really, really huge in America, and that is I would call it a culture. The culture of alcoholism. The alcohol culture is so huge in
I thought you were
America.
gonna say media at first. I was like,
The media is second place, and in some ways they're
right
intertwined.
after alcohol.
Jersey
talk about
Shore.
media.
okay.
Jersey Shore.
I watched one
I have
episode
never
of it.
watched Jersey
That
Shore.
fits right
You
in
are better
alcoholism
off.
and,
You are honestly
and the
better
media.
off.
You're better off.
The most I've seen about it is like the South Park episode.
But we're gonna get to that. But
And I think a
alcoholism.
Tosh episode about it.
Like what I find weird about alcohol is that, by the way, I don't drink at all. I just don't care. Like the most I've ever drank was like somebody accidentally put Jack in my freaking Coke, and I tasted it immediately. And I thought it was absolutely horrifying. And I tried
Schnapps.
and I
Schnapps
tried
are delicious.
and I tried like this one drink. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like I took a sip of it. And that was it. I didn't care. But I've noticed that a lot of people have this desire to get other people to drink.
Yeah,
I
that is
really-
true.
And I mean, I mean,
I
it's-
think
it's-
I've even been guilty of that before.
I mean,
Which is
but
really weird.
I don't see the point of it. It's like, come on, you should drink this. You should definitely drink this. And it's like, why?
Well,
Why? And they say because
No,
you should.
I think I have one reason.
I have
think
one
it's why
also.
I do it.
Okay.
All right, I'll go. Okay.
Go.
One reason why I do that is because it's the simple. This tastes good. I want other people to share this experience. That's the same reason I offer people.
Actually,
food.
that's fine. I think
Like
that's fine.
like me and my roommate like created. Well, we didn't really create anything, but it's mixing like effectively Bailey's. It's like a cream liqueur with peppermint schnapps, and it's
Pretty
delicious.
common.
But anyway, so it's like I would want just someone to try it because like this is actually because like I don't drink alcohol to get drunk ever. I only taste stuff that tastes good.
Which I see
So you
nothing
just-
wrong with
the
that.
taste.
Yeah.
I have one friend of mine. His girlfriend is like that. Where she's always basically if she's holding a party and you go to her house, you have to do shots. Like it's like a requirement. She will pretty much
It's
not
the
get off
culture.
your case until you take a shot, and then you have to take another shot. She basically just keeps pumping them out.
She would hate me because I'm extremely stubborn.
So
I will say
that's-
no each
It's
time.
like if you eat the shot glass, then I'll take a shot.
So it's like last time with her thing, she just made like a bunch of Jello shots, like 4 like baking sheets of just Jello shots, and was just constantly giving them out the whole night. So when I really think about it, I'm not sure why people do it, but it's just one of those things. Like it's almost like once you hit a certain age, most
It's like a rite of
extracurricular
passage.
activities involve drinking.
It's
Oh,
like
that's
it's like a
the
rite
thing we
of
should get
passage.
into. Oh wait, you wanted to make a comment first.
Yes. Like, I know a lot of guys do it, like, with girls, because they're easier to, like, once a person gets a little tipsy or drunk, like, not drunk, but tipsy, they're, like,
Easy to pick up.
they're easier to pick
You
up,
see.
they're less inhibited, like, they don't have as many inhibitions, they're likely to make worse mistakes.
I can test that. I think that's also part of our culture.
What?
Like only once have I drank enough to actually be considered tipsy. And I was in a safe environment. It wasn't anything bad, but like it was raining and freezing out. And I couldn't feel the cold, so like I'm pretty sure I was pretty far along at that point. But even then, got in the cab, got home. I was perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of nights like
Be responsible if any of you drink. The president says so.
No, they don't care because
Anyway.
that's part of the culture to get
No,
drunk.
no, but that's the thing though. I think it's part of the culture to get drunk and act like a jackass. Because I was definitely on the bar of being drunk, and I acted absolutely the same in every way.
Well, a lot of people act differently when they're drunk, or they just.
I don't think they do. I think they
You
do
think-
because we tell them
you
they
think
can.
Because you give a
Interesting.
you're
Because
saying,
we
oh,
deem
they're
it
drunk,
okay.
like, they're drunk, so it's
Interesting.
okay, like, what they're doing is
Yeah.
fine, because
People.
they have no idea what's going on.
We're
Which
enabled.
No,
is true.
I think
Enables,
people,
right?
I think people do know what they're doing.
No, but I'm saying, like,
It's
people
the-
try to, like, cover that up, saying, oh, they don't really actually know what they're doing because they're
Yes,
drunk.
I think that's part of the culture.
It is.
Because in other European countries, like people drink more than we do, but
Yeah.
they never get drunk and act like assholes. And that's just because drinking is just a thing. It's like this wine goes good with this cheese and this steak, so we have them together. And then like after like a quart of wine goes, they're like, all right, now we go home. Like it's not a thing. And if you act drunk in a lot of different societies, then you're demonized. The conforming in those kind of organizations. That's a weird way of saying it. In those kind of societies.
Disorganizations.
No, in conforming in those kind of societies is acting polite. And well, not really polite because there are drunk assholes everywhere.
Yeah.
But actually acting like drinking responsibly or more responsibly than we do here.
Like I've been ostracized for not accepting drinks. I've had a guy. I remember, especially in the military culture, it's culture in and of itself.
It's culture.
Yeah, is really connected to the drinking culture. I remember me and a few friends. We walked to this. It was like I think it was like a bar or something inside of a hotel, and I'm always the guy that gets the Sprite. I just get Sprite. That's just me. And we were sitting with a friend of my friend and his girlfriend, and he was like, you want a drink? I was like, no, thank you. And he immediately says, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing's wrong. He was like, oh, what, you some kind of pussy or something? And I'm like, no. I was like, quite frankly, I'm man enough to tell you off and let you know that I do not require any kind of outside help or beverage to have fun.
Did you say that?
Yes, I did. And his girlfriend gave me a high five.
Kudos.
Yeah, he didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. But it's amazing how people get offended because you merely don't drink. It's like they think you're uppity or something. But I gave no indication that I'm better.
Some people actually take it as an insult.
Yeah, they take it as an insult.
Yeah, there's a weird thing too with even business culture that kind of pertains. Like if you go to like a business like dinner or something like that, there's sort of like a weird thing where if someone drinks, most of the other people should probably also drink too, so that person doesn't feel like awkward. Sort of. Like it's a really weird
alcohol can
like
be
that.
its own topic.
And then on the other side of the conformity issue too, like if you're drinking, there are certain drinks that are considered like
girly.
Yeah,
Oh,
masculine.
yeah.
I can.
So that's like it's like
I have a story.
and it's really quite.
Do they give drinks a gender?
Yeah.
No, I have a perfect example.
Let me finish. So part of what you have to do is you have to know what to drink. So essentially you have to choose your drink that way you can portray a proper image.
We gotta give alcohol its own show.
So it's strange. Like say if someone gets like a hard liquor as a guy,
Oh yeah,
you're supposed
like
to be
actually
getting
we can
like
totally do like
whiskey
drink
or
water.
like Coke and
bourbon to
rum.
go along with it. Yeah. So
Or
it's
not
like
even Coke and rum, like maybe that's a little on the girly side.
that's like
I don't know.
Coke and rum.
Oh,
Coke and rum's the safe border. That's a safe border.
I jumped Coke and rum and went all the way to the other side.
You gotta go with. You can go like a whiskey and Coke or something.
I thought I asked somebody. I was like, why was it? Wait, this is a girly drink. Did you lift up the glass of skirt and see something? I'm a smart ass. I will say that.
All right, so this is actually when I went after the Margaret Downey thing. We went out for drinks afterwards, and I was just with a bunch of people. It was nice. It was a pretty nice place near the where the hell were we?
Rittenhouse?
Oh, the free library.
Oh.
Okay.
It was like there's a nice place for drinks and actually pastries. They're delicious. Well, I didn't have any, but they look delicious. Anyway, so the point of my story is I was with like some older like people, so like past like our like a generation above us or below us. I don't really know how generations work.
Above us would be older, below us would be younger.
That sounds mean. They're not better than us because they're old.
Yes, they are.
Anyway, so the story's just funny because like I briefly mentioned, I basically like schnapps because they're flavored liqueurs. So the point of it is the flavor you infuse it with.
Yeah.
So I ordered a fuzzy navel.
Girly drink.
That is an extremely girly drink.
Yep.
It's like
It's like
peach schnapps with orange juice.
It's like
so
it's considered like the beginner girly drink.
So they actually
Like,
sex
drinks
the
for the
drink.
first
They
time,
actually.
Yeah.
You see, like I was like of the culture, I was the girliest thing in the world.
Yeah.
The drink was delicious.
Oh, it's good, but it's considered.
And that's all that matters to you.
No, but that's all that matters to me. But the guy that was sitting next to me, he was ribbing me. He wasn't actually being mean, but he was like, "Really?
Yeah.
Back in my day, we would get girls the fuzzy navel like when we went out." And it was like, "Thank you." It turned out later that night, like they were talking about getting pedicures, and I was just like, "No, manicures." And I was like, "Wait 1 second. Not 10 minutes ago, you complained about me ordering this, and and it was like, hey, getting pedicure or getting manicures is great." I'm like, "I agree." It was entertaining.
At least I had fun though. You know, it wasn't some sort of.
No, but like I think legitimately he was ribbing me. Like he actually thought it was something worth like being facetious about.
I think with the 8 minutes left we have, we better touch on the media. But the thing is, the media.
I mean, go longer. We got interrupted.
Yeah, actually we can. Yeah.
It's not like we have a limit.
That's true.
I was just staying consistent.
Oh, well,
we're breaking 7 o'clock.
The media, alcohol aside, even alcohol is a part of that. I can think of one.
What, just the media? The media works off nothing but peer pressure.
Well, the best example is that in the sense
hip hop culture.
If it was on the news, it's true. That's the greatest sense.
If you buy this product, your penis will look longer.
Whoa! When I'm thinking about media, I'm thinking about celebrities.
That's basically what half of the commercials targeted to men are.
As far as
No, half of the commercials targeted to men, or if you buy this product, doesn't matter that your penis is small.
Yeah.
Oh no, they target to men to the point where if you buy my product, you are sexier.
Yeah.
Everything is sexy.
Or not.
Every perfect example is just every Axe commercial. If you
buy
this product,
women will literally
falling on you.
Women
Literally falling
women
out of the
will-
sky on you.
Women will not be born. They will just appear because you put
There
on
was
Axe.
there was 2 other products that was just like Axe running at the same time. I don't remember them, but all 3 commercials were very similar. Dude puts on product, chicks just get horny as hell and chase him, and it's like
I really want to know like what he expects to happen. Is he going to have sex with all these women, or are they just going to kill him?
they're probably gonna smother him. I mean, that was a lot of women in that one commercial.
This reminds me of like the Monty Python bit, where it's like, this man got to choose the way he would die. He chose to be chased by, what is it, like, topless roller derby champions off of a cliff.
Oh, Charlie.
Wow.
He fell off the cliff and landed in his casket.
But yeah, a
But
lot of
if we're gonna talk about commercials, though, I do want to say at least the Old Spice ones were funny.
No, like that's a whole different marketing
That
tactic
was
though.
funny.
There's
What
a
was the Old
market.
Spice one?
The guy who's like, I'm on a horse, like, or
It's
what
like,
was it?
now
It's
look
like,
at my
look-
hand.
yeah, look
now
back.
your tickets are diamonds.
Yeah, like-
I'm on a horse.
Here's what I was like, ladies, look at your man. Now back to me. Now
Now
back
look
to
at
your man. Now back
at
to
me.
Wow.
Sadly, he isn't me, but he
But
could
if you-
smell like me.
Smell like that.
He has the most like. I really love to like. I can like voice over the guy, but I'm not muscular or black enough.
but what I was getting at with the
And
media
now the new
thing,
guy's like Exploder or something. I forget what
Yeah,
the
I don't
new
know.
Axe guy.
Whatever.
No, it's great though. There's actually a contest that the I am the man your man could smell like guy, which is apparently what he's called. He would just call you and talk to you in his voice. That was the reward for the contest.
wow.
He's awesome.
But
And
that-
you
the
see the
The
commercial.
commercials were funny.
The commercials work.
They were
We
funny.
find them hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you find them hilarious?
They're pretty funny.
But do you find them hilarious enough that you want to emulate the guy?
No, I do not want to be
I
a
hope
chick.
Targeted to men.
I hope she doesn't emulate that.
I mean, like, I don't even. Okay, there's certain Old Spice that I do like the smell of, but I like the smell of Axe. I think it's better than Old Spice.
I've only found one.
You're a bad person.
I've only found one other girl that was attracted to Axe, and that was like one of the.
And it's the women's fragrance, not the guys. Axe Anarchy for her. I love it.
And wait, back to the conformity.
Axe Anarchy.
Like every like it seems like a lot of these commercials they're geared towards, if you don't buy this or you don't do this, you're not sexy, and men or women, whoever's geared towards you, won't like you.
That's true. That's what everything is about sex. Like that's just what it is.
Sex sells.
No, there's apparently like a line of psychology that's like every single action men or women do, no matter what it is because of sex in some way.
I would
I
I would
So I'm
partially
getting-
agree.
I'm getting
I
a
think
college
most things-
education for
It's
sex.
pretty easy.
Yes.
Pretty easy to make an argument for that.
And yeah, the easiest one is biology. The only point of existing is to make your genes proliferate.
Yeah.
It has a lot
That's
of
why.
truth to
That's
it.
what we're drive for. So like, getting an education, getting a fantastic job,
That's
it's
what you have
basically to
money.
prove like I have money, which means I can
So-
support many of the women.
So it's
Yeah.
like in a way to
Pretty
look
much.
at it in a platonic way. It's like the golden mean. It's like no, not even the golden mean. It's like the tails. It's like the ultimate reason for doing things. It's like this is the ultimate good. Everything you do, everything in this branch, eventually comes closer and closer and closer. And the common denominator is, I want to attract somebody. As we're pretty much saying, right?
I
Which-
agree.
It's
I
a strong
don't-
case.
I
It
don't
is.
really have a problem with that.
It's a
It's
really
just like
strong
I still
case.
enjoy the journey. I still enjoy the education and the stuff that I'm doing.
So even
My
if you,
goal
so
isn't
if you,
necessarily to bang anybody.
so even if you realize it or not, your ultimate goal, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, does wind up to attracting the mate.
Yeah.
You know, like you can work out and you're not even thinking about women. You're just like, I want to work out because I want to get healthier. But come to find out that later in life, that working out actually helps you attract somebody.
It's silly as anything, but it's like
So what
It's one of
about,
those
you
things
playing video games?
like almost every modern
Brain
convenience is
training.
it's co-opting other evolutionary things. It's like training hand-eye coordination, or just like
So unconsciously, that's going to help me sexually the way I'm
Critical
moving my hands.
It
With the
might.
right I said, with the right application.
I basically was just looking at him like, how can I answer that?
Work the joysticks.
So that's basically the main reason why all these commercials are geared towards sex.
Yeah, because it's basically the most biological. It's the biological imperative.
You better do this, or you're not sexy. You won't attract the girl.
Or a guy.
And what's the
guy.
simple reverse? All the
Or
makeup commercials
transsexual.
for women.
Or hermaphrodite.
Or whatever else you're into.
Or sheep. Sheep.
You're getting out of frame. Get over here.
The sheep.
Just to put it out there, he was joking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Harming sheep is bad.
But one part of conformity definitely deals with celebrities.
Oh yeah,
Holy crap.
that's a huge thing in the media.
Huge, especially within, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but especially within the black community, whatever you want to define that as. A lot of us...
Clearly I have an enormous amount of knowledge of this. Go on.
Actually, you probably do. You probably do and don't realize it. But a lot of young black folks, they tend to see folks like Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj as gods. They're the person we better follow. Otherwise, we are not cool. It's like...
I really don't know who these people are.
You're better off.
Hey, I like Nicki Minaj. Like, some of her music.
Wow,
that's
that
overreacting.
was an intense
Massive
fake vomiting.
overreaction.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
My shoes. I like these shoes.
He'll clean his shoes later.
You'll clean my shoes later.
But seriously, I mean, Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne, I detest them. To me, they seem to promote nothing more than complete idiocy and entropic crap. If you were to see,
How about you tell us how you really feel?
if you were, I mean, it's my opinion. It's an opinion. Can I state it as fact? I mean, I can back up things. We have a bunch of guys who follow Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne has this habit of just calling all women bitches and just screw him. Yeah, you know, he's going around. He's knocked up plenty of women himself, and a lot of kids are like, I'm not sure if he flat out said that you should do this, but his songs convey that message. And a lot of young people, you know, they're still impressionable, even as teenagers. They're like, you know what? This guy makes a lot of money. This guy has swag, whatever the hell that means.
Something we Asians got.
And they're like, we better follow him. He's making a lot of money. He's popular, and he's the best rapper ever, and he's real, and everything he says is true. We better listen to him. And they do it. The thing is, they're not Lil Wayne. And when they try to emulate him, they wind up in a bunch of mess. They wind up, oh, go ahead. You're about to say something.
Wow, you're good at this.
I can say
No,
it.
I was just going to go into how trends develop, where it's like
they usually celebrity
like
derived.
the hood culture. You know, like the ridiculous
Shirt,
dress,
baggy
ridiculous.
jeans,
Oh no,
pants
no.
that sit around
You notice that's
the jeans.
dynamic. It used to be. I mean, for a while they had the backward shirts back when.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Yeah, they did the backward
That
shirts
was
back when.
stupid.
What was it?
Oh yeah, it's so cool now.
What were the names? How did I forget their names? It was a popular little kid group.
Crisscross.
Crisscross, yeah, Crisscross. They used to do the backward shirt and stuff, so
Yeah.
everybody did that. For a while, it was the really baggy pants, the brand new Jordans and stuff. And then after a while, it evolved into the tight jeans, the saggy tight jeans, mind you, where you can read Hanes on some dude's ass, which is pretty scary. They wear the like. There's guys that walk around with the midriffs now, and they got the guys who walk around with their hands in their pants, and they have this. I don't know what kind of walk it is.
Looks like an ape.
I love this girl. But guys do that now, and the problem is, and people are like, well, why are they doing that? And I was like, one of the why people do that is because there are people who are enabling them. And by enabling them, I'm not saying people are saying, go ahead, it's okay, you should go do that. No, there are people having sex with these people. And sex seems to be a big reward in our society. It's like, if you do anything and you get laid because of it, you should definitely keep doing it.
There's a whole meme about that called "Doesn't Matter, Had Sex."
And there's a song called...
That song's hilarious.
That song is hilarious. But that's
But
a
I cried the
mindset.
whole time. Okay, I'm done.
But there are people who really believe that. I mean, if you notice, these things, they just change. It's like 1 minute these things are in, and the next minute they're out. Like if somebody tried the whole really baggy pants and the backward shirt now, they're like, the hell's this guy doing? This guy's a complete clown. But it was cool about a few years ago. No, man, you gotta sag your pants. You gotta make sure that people see hangs on your butt and everything, and you gotta
I
wear
don't
the
understand what
midriff.
that means.
What, the saggy pants? There's
It's just silly. And what I would love to actually have happen is to like steal their hat and then run.
They probably wouldn't be able to catch you
Yeah,
anyway.
because it'd just be like, "Blah!"
They wouldn't.
And then I'll just be like,
they would have to stop and pull their pants.
I mean, like this morning on the train, there was this guy who had his pants like
On his ankles.
Yeah, more or less. It was like right above his knees, and he's still wearing a belt too.
Yeah,
That's
they still wear the
How
belt.
does it work? Do you actually like? Does he have to like actively spread your legs so you can't walk?
He literally shimmies, essentially like, well, almost like.
And it's cool to them.
You see people doing like a three-legged race, kind of.
Yeah.
That's basically how they walk.
I don't understand.
But do you wonder why people? You know why he keeps doing that? Because there are people who are enabling him to do it. There are people telling him that it's cool.
Women, stop having sex with these people.
There are women who are having sex with these
I
guys.
beseech you. Stop it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. When you
There's droves of men that are more worthy of your time. Those that wear actual pants.
Well, they're actual pants, just not a
Those
I
who actually know how
disagree.
to wear them.
Oh yeah, that's a better one. There are men out there that actually know how to wear pants.
And it goes the other way. Then you have the chicks who, I mean, and again, people are going to hate me for this. I'm not a big fan of like a whole bunch of tattoos and piercings. But you have guys who are into women who tattoo their entire bodies and have like piercings, like they have like 20 rings here and then a bunch of rings here and a bunch of rings here and a bunch of rings here. And you know the reward is that the guys fuck these women. So the women are good. So the women go, wow, you know this works. I'm going to keep doing it.
I'll leave that to personal preference. Some people.
It's a personal preference, but there's also a thing that if you don't like tattoos or you don't like piercings, then you're boring and you're not an original person, and you know you should just go somewhere and jump off a cliff. Like I've had people literally tell me, "Oh, you don't like women that have tattoos? You must be gay or something." And I'm like, not that argument again.
That's not even an argument. That's
But
not even
people
a non-
use it.
That's not even a non sequitur. That's opening your mouth and shit just starts pouring.
People have told me that. And it was like, you must have a problem. Like, you must be gay. I mean, this chick is hot. She's got piercing over her place. And I'm like,
You know,
I don't
gay
like
people
that.
can like piercings too.
And some gay people really like piercings.
Yes,
amazing.
and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, but
Actually, no. I think I'm not being fair. I hate that.
But you have these.
No, it's now.
these conformities.
We can't accept that, but then also be against people that wear their pants ridiculously.
Why?
We can't do that is hypocrisy, sir. I was about to say sure. That's hypocrisy.
It's their
You
prerogative.
can't be hypocritical. That is not cool.
But you can have a preference to say that you don't like the saggy pants.
People
So
might
I
have a
definitely like the
preference.
piercing.
I just think their
ears.
preference is stupid. So that's my opinion. So there you go.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
Horatio, ladies and gentlemen.
And also, like, I don't know if this is true, but like, I know like a lot of chicks, they wear like very, very vulgar clothing or like very little clothing because apparently the more skin
Yeah,
you
last
show,
night.
Yeah, the more skin you show, the more likely you are, you know, to be like hook up with someone.
It's an
or to be
advertisement.
with someone.
It's an
Yeah,
advertisement.
exactly. And I'm like, I find
Whatever happened to like guys like Little Mystery? Can we go back to those times?
No.
Apparently not. It has to be all out there.
It's not the in thing. You gotta
Where
conform.
it's like
you gotta
where it's like
conform.
the, where it's basically like the mystery is what's under a sticky note, effectively.
There's that conformity. That's all conformity.
But then again, I think there's actually swimsuits that look like several sticky notes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see,
I
my
mean-
thing about swimsuits is when the swimsuit is less than your underwear, then I think there's a problem.
What's your opinion?
But this is what we talk about. If you notice, there's some common denominator with a lot of these conformist ideas. You know, I mean, sex being one of the biggest. Alcohol, hell, alcohol fits right into the whole sex thing.
It's all about I'm gonna say relieving, but it just sounds weird. Indulging is probably better. Indulging urges is basically like the sex, drugs, alcohol. Well, sex and drugs because alcohol is a drug.
Like a rock star.
Sex,
I
drugs,
didn't
rock
like
and
all
roll.
that stuff.
But it's indulging people's urges. It's going like the simplest one is just sex, sexual urge. It's like here is sex symbol, enjoy. And then the other one is like escapism. Is like I want to get away from the world. Here's a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
So it's like if you indulge people's needs, then they'll conform to them.
it just makes you wonder how some of these things do change. You know, some of these conformist ideas stick around for a long time, and others they come and go. Like, I mean, alcohol has been around.
It's all about a popular opinion. It's like now smoking is almost a sin in like the, I'm not gonna say civilized, it just sounds weird, like the blue blood society, I guess. I don't know what to call them. The upper crust.
Smoking pot is
The bourgeoisie.
probably okay.
Yeah. No, it's like
The bourgeoisie.
in the bourgeoisie, the American elite. No, it's like smoking has fallen out of style. Before it never stopped because of health
Before smoking
reasons.
was considered cool and sophisticated.
Exactly. But it's like
Everybody always knew the health risks.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it never stopped because of health reasons. It stopped because it just stopped being popular.
So what, is there something taking its place, or does
Marijuana.
Probably.
That's slowly probably taking over that whole. Well,
Oh,
I wouldn't say sophisticated.
And there's a big marijuana culture in
but
America.
people consider it to be. A lot of people consider it to be okay.
Yeah.
It's natural, therefore it's okay.
Well, to be fair, like of the things you can burn and ingest into your lungs, marijuana is among the not that horrible.
Like,
I can't say it any other way.
and there's a big culture.
It's not
with it.
horrifically dangerous, but it's still not good for you.
Like marijuana is really huge culture to it, and there's also a conformity factor to it. There are people where if you don't support the legalization of marijuana, you're considered a fascist.
I was about to say fascist.
Like I've seen these sometimes I just watch these arguments. They're like, you don't support the legalization of marijuana, well, you're a fascist. There's people who just don't do marijuana. They're like, you're a fascist too. And it's like, are you
That doesn't
serious?
even that doesn't even connect in my head.
But this is what people believe.
I must be a super fascist because I'm a Jamaican who does not smoke pot.
I'm like a Jamaican.
And there's that no true Scotsman fallacy. They're going like, he's not a true Jamaican. He's not a true Jamaican
I've
because he
got
doesn't smoke
that one
weed.
before.
Dude, I am like 80% Irish and I barely drink.
You are no true Irish.
But I do love meat and potatoes.
I love potatoes, and I'm part Irish.
I must be like at
You're the
least
black Irish.
That's
We
at
brought
least
you
70%
over.
Irish then.
Huh?
So if I love that, I love meat and potatoes too, so I must be like 70% Irish.
There's a percentage factor with the potatoes, right?
Of course there is, Dante. It's in our blood.
Let's make.
Our blood is actually.
I want you people to
20%
conform to it.
potatoes.
If you eat potatoes, you are going to turn Irish.
Yeah, young girl.
And if you don't, then you're wrong and you're stupid.
We do not endorse that.
Thank you.
But that's how people think. That's the scary fact.
This is the general conforming mentality.
Yes.
How many people have viewed us?
Trace.
How can I tell?
It says right at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
3 total views so far.
3 views.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
probably
people.
Horatio
They're
refreshing.
probably all me.
No, they're not. Only one of them do. We have 2 other people that love us.
No, I think what's going on is that people are still trying to wind down after the whole 4th of July thing.
I'm pretty sure most people still don't know who we are.
They're probably still like, oh, it's
I don't see why. Me and
So,
my
are you
roommates fell
finishing
apart.
up then?
Yeah, actually, we should. Time's up.
Okay.
All right. So, sex, drugs, rock and roll, conforming to stop that. Conforming to things. We are the Drexel Freethought Society. We'll have conversations about stuff. I'm gonna grab this mouse and
That's
make
not
everything
your
go
mouse,
away.
That's mine.
That's-
I don't like your face.
Just go ahead and hit the computer thing.
All right.
Hit the computer.
Goodbye, everybody.
Since we're off the air now,